I think it's a bit of a common misconception when people are like, oh, you biked across the country twice. You must be you must be really into cycling. My name is Matt Lawrence and I am not a cyclist. I got the idea to bike across the country, I think maybe the year before, so in 2010. Met a girl named Helen Kennedy. At the end of one year at UPI, she told me she was biking across Canada. And I thought it was just like mind-blowingly awesome. I just didn't think that people did those kind of things. I admired her a lot for it. And so I kept on thinking about that, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do after I graduated, because I knew I wanted to quit my job. In March 2011, my grandfather passed away due to complications from Parkinson's. Like, I saw him really deteriorate. And so I created a blog and I guess a fundraising effort called Two Wheels, One Country. And all the funds raised from this would go towards Parkinson's research in Canada. In June 2011, I started my trip. In my 23 years of existence, that was the first time I was past Ontario, which was crazy. That didn't really prepare me for what I was about to do in BC, which that first day going up that Coquihalla killed me. I told myself when I was going up that mountain, it's like, don't get off the bike, just don't get off the bike. I don't know what it was, I was just full of willpower at that point. It was like, boom. The whole trip took about like 2 months and 11 days. That experience, I think, really changed me when I came back. To explain what people go through after a big trip, it's a bit of depression, mainly because you're doing something like you're high, you're on this level for so long, and then you get home, and that's still there for a few days, and then you're just kind of readjusting to your normal day to day again, and that's hard to adjust to. 2016. Everything was just meh. Like, I felt like I was looking for some kind of high again, something, some sort of satisfaction. I always wanted to go to Comic-Con, so I bought my ticket to go for one day at Comic-Con, and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm biking to Comic-Con, I'm going from PEI to San Diego. Being president of Dodgeball PEI at the time, people often ask me, it's like, so Matt, if you're biking now, are you not coming to the National Dodgeball Festival in May? And I was like, no, I'm biking now so I can make the National Dodgeball Festival. So I actually biked to that big festival in Barrie, and I built this thing up in my head that is like, it's gonna be just as good. It's gonna be just as like life-changing. It was a different experience for me, to say the least. It wasn't as like, it didn't fulfill me and it didn't satisfy that kind of, I guess, wanderlust, or it didn't satisfy the feelings that I had before I left. But when I came back, the depression that hit me after I biked back in 2011 hit me just as hard. And it was difficult for me to handle that, mainly because I didn't know what else I could do. And so after my bike trip in 2016, I doubled down on my efforts on Dodgeball PEI, and the following year I went to Worlds, and we took, for the first time ever, there was a player, an island player on Team Canada in Dodgeball, which to this day cannot match the, like, any bike trip that I ever went on, anything that I've ever accomplished by myself cannot match the amount of pride that I've ever felt for those 3 players that went to Worlds and represented PEI. Especially Halen. Halen being the first Islander to be on Team Canada. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. It made me put a lot of things into perspective. Like, really hit home the fact that you can't do everything by yourself.